And there's Rumble's a great pick there for Voyboy, and that's going to be the choice there. And they're picking Rumble with pretty much every solo top but Riven available for choice. And so we're going to see if that ends up being a problem.
What would you pick against Rumble? I mean, Rumble has this sort of bully mentality. Just gets in your face and... What?
Lee Sin?
Are we going to see a lane Shaco?
Or Lane Sin.
Lane Sin works too, of course, yeah. Would you run that against the Rumble, though? Because Lee Sin needs to get close to do those last hits.
Well, but there's two things to it. So there's one, whenever he turns on Flame Spitter, you can jump out of the way, and then you can jump back in. So you have basically 50% uptime on when you want to jump in there. But also, you can do cool things like slow him down and then walk around. If you're hyper melee, you can kind of just walk behind the guy a couple times. And you have a chance there to dodge some of that Flame Spitter. Again, the shield is pretty big. And actually, if you can sit there and just slug at the guy, you're actually going to be okay.
Okay. For a second there, I thought it was going to be a jungle Taric and a support Shaco. That'd be nice. I'd like that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a lane Sin. Good call there from you. Why are they swapping so much? They're just trying to confuse us.
Yeah, well, they're getting all the swaps done. I think pretty much there was no easy swap chain there. So, yeah, Voyboy can be solo top. And I like this from Dignitas, by the way, is they are every single one of them AoE. Every single one of these champions is AoE. All of them have a way of slowing or hasting themselves or the enemies or the team. And so they can get in a position and lay down heavy slow fields. You got Wall of Pain, you've got Maokai's Q, his root as well, Nunu's ultimate. So it's like the entire team, by the way, and they have Nunu plus Karthus, they have Empire. They have Empire.
Oh my God!
In this game,
that is
and
absolutely
we are yelling
right.
Empire every time this happens.
We are going to do that. We are going to do that. That is a promise to you guys at home. We're going to yell Empire every single time they coordinate ultimates together. It's beautiful. And yes, they have Equalizer as well. Just imagine a snowball hitting somebody, Wall of Pain, Equalizer. You're not going to move anymore, are you?
No,
even when the slows run out, Twisted Advance, and you're going to be stuck there for good. So this is a very, very aggressive lineup right now from Dignitas.
I really like it. Their lanes are going to be okay. The enemy, the enemy mage, because I'm just thinking in terms of what will Karthus do. He's going to be. I actually blanked on what mage he's against.
Was it Swain? Yeah, it was Swain.
Yeah, Swain. Okay, so Swain doesn't seem like that bad of a lane for Karthus.
No.
Honestly. I mean, yeah, you can get harassed a little bit, but Karthus can farm from 850 range or so.
Yeah.
And if he does it right, he can actually trade with Swain really, really well. Wall of Pain, Q spam. I mean, his jungler, very scary as well. It's Maokai, and again, Swain is a champion without a lot of basic escapes. And what we saw in the very first game with Scar getting ganked by that Shyvana is, he said, okay, Shyvana's running at me. I will never move in flash, and never move blocked Shyvana from chasing. Yeah. He did die to Ignite, of course, but never move works well against someone like Shyvana. But with someone like Maokai is untargetable as he comes in with Twisted Advance. So how are you going to stop Maokai from ganking you? And on top of that, again, the just sheer range of Wall of Pain and Lay Waste. I really like this from Dignitas. Now, the one thing to be afraid of, though, is Rumble. You've got the CC chain that's pretty heavy from both Shaco and Lee Sin. You've got a lot of slows there. I mean, this is going to be a little bit scary for Voyboy, but if he gets ahead, Rumble snowballs really hard.
Yes,
you can just zone the heck out of Soaz if he does it right.
Let's have a quick look at the team of AAA, though. They have a couple of champions that have the potential to be really, really strong late game. Vayne, clearly a hyper carry. If that Vayne is farmed, and you know what every single European AD tells me about Yellowstar? Yellowstar does not miss CS. Like, he's never missed a CS in his life. He is going to be farmed to hell and back. Lee Sin is just such a strong jungler. If he gets a little bit of AD built on him, he's going to be a lot of damage in fights as well. So with Lee Sin and with Swain, that's two champions that aren't going to die very quickly and that are going to be able to hold people in place. And then Vayne just doing all that damage. That could look very, very scary as well. But I have to be on your side here. I am more I'm more excited by the lineup of Dignitas right now.
Yeah, it's definitely very exciting and impressive. And for those of you who are not giant League of Legends veterans, let's kind of break down these lineups for you guys. So right here, this is Nunu. And Nunu is going to be the support for Dignitas, the blue team here. He's a big, beefy melee guy. You can see from the big burly arms and whatnot. And he does three things really well. First of all, he buffs a teammate with bonus move speed and attack speed. And that's the spell Blood Boil. Down here, you're going to see kind of red circles on a friend. The spell Ice Blast is a single target nuke that slows down whoever he hits. So if you're going for a kill on the enemy Vayne or something like that, you use that to slow them down and get some more damage done. It's really powerful there. The big thing, the reason we're yelling Empire, is his ultimate called Absolute Zero. He channels in place, and anything around after 2.5 seconds takes a giant chunk of damage, gets blown up really hard, is very, very scary. The second one here is Sivir, and Sivir is a ranged physical damage shield. You can see she throws that boomerang blade around, and it does a lot of damage. She specializes in area of effect damage, hitting multiple targets at once, and she's the big, one of the big damage threats here for Dignitas. She's going to be very, very scary. And by the way, interrupt me if someone actually does something like crazy and dies. I'm not like watching.
Linak has double buff.
All right, so Linak has double buff.
Yes.
2 minutes 16 into the game. We're just going to hold on. So here's Shaco. Shaco is a jerk.
Yes, that's
and,
what he is.
And here he goes.
And that's Voivo's flash right there. He has to flash out of this. Does he even have a flash? Oh, he's barely out of fear range.
Wow.
If that fear would have procced a little better, that could have been Voivo's flash down right there. And yeah, what he did is basically he laid down 3 boxes near blue golem, and then he went on to red, and with the help
So it's just flashed.
Oh, that must have been a misclick. Oh, man. I hope I hope there's not a problem with his PC, because, yeah, there seems to be a problem, because he didn't move after that. So we hope that we're going to see something in just a moment. He just flashed in lane with no Voiboy around. Is that what happened?
Yeah, he just flashed for something. So Locust asks what's going on. Althor had paused the game. And if we can actually, looking at the rest of the lineup here, now you might have to... let's think about it. Yes, he says computer bug, actually. So
okay.
He says that they're having a bit of an issue. So we'll see what goes on with that. But, let's talk about, these lineups, okay? So I guess we're both big fans of the Dignitas lineup now, where they do a whole heck of a lot of damage. It's all area of effect based. And if they can fight that perfect battle, it's going to be brutal. However, Against All Authority has a really cool lineup for a different reason. They're actually extremely single-target focused, and much more so than Dignitas. Yeah, Dignitas can hit everyone and do good damage to everyone, but the single-target burst, the ability to isolate someone, the ability to catch someone, and that worked last time in Against All Authority against Cypher. They caught one person at a time, and that got them the victory, and that's certainly a very viable sort of team composition and strategy, is picking apart the enemy one by one, because also Dignitas will be more frail individually. Vayne, as you said, that hyper carries single target damage output. Vayne can duel Sivir, and Vayne will win the duel against Sivir. Lee Sin, solo top, honestly, can probably duel the Rumble as well and do a great job there. Althor on Swain, if he can actually dodge some of those lay wastes from Karthus, can just sustain against that damage and keep putting pressure on there. Actually has a hard CC that never move. Actually is a hard route, cannot let you run at all. So if he hits it onto Scar or anyone else, that person is stuck in place instead of, okay, he has some slows, they're pretty good, I do some damage every second, but it's just hardcore kill one guy. And these are all really, really powerful, so this can totally work. Looks like.
Let's just look at AAA before we go back into the game there. What was going to happen here is Tarek's going to stun someone, right?
Yeah.
Then Nevermove's going to be put down under that stun.
Yep.
He's not going to move.
No.
Then in that time, Shaco has time to put a box or even slow him just with basic attacks. And then there's enough time for Lee Sin to get in, slow them again. Vayne push them against the wall. One target is going to go down.
Every single person has a hard CC.
Yep.
Every single person can knock you up, stun you, fear you, or anything like that. It really is rather powerful. And so that is a thing to be aware of. And actually, Shaco still down here. He's actually going to run all the way down now, instead go for something else. But this bottom lane, right, look at the minions, and it's 10 on Vayne and 11 on Sivir. So
in mid lane, though, Shaco is now coming in for the gang. Skara had to use his flash. The box was, again, just a little bit too defensively placed there. If he placed the box a little bit further behind, Skara would have probably taken more damage from it. But still very, very good there. At level 2, already burning the enemy AP flash just means he's going to be that much more open to future ganks.
Yep, and that's a great job by Linek, and that is what Shaco does best, is kind of just put giant pressure on these lanes. Skara must buy potions, and actually, no, he actually chose to stop recalling. He's doing it again now.
Ooh, sorry to interrupt you there again, but bottom lane, Yellowstar going a little bit too aggressively against, oh, wow, what's that, Nick? It's Cutie Pie, of course. If you look at Yellowstar's health, okay, he's just got healed up, but now I'm talking about bot lane. And there's the first blood actually in mid lane. Lana coming back to finish what he started there, and that's the problem with the Flash. Of course, Flash being down. Yeah, I was going to say that bot lane Sivir took half health from Yellowstar in one combo. But
and I was still watching mid, by the way, when you pulled me over there to bottom lane, so I blame you for everything.
I'm a jerk.
Yeah, it's all your fault. It looks like Shaco, though, coming down. I've spotted it, guys. Shaco coming down to the bot lane. This could be scary. Where's the box? There's the box. This could be bad. She's popped that spell shield. She's okay, but... oh, man, there's a fear box right there in case they keep running forward. They could get jumped on, and Linek already off to a wonderful start, doing a great job there. Now, Vobe going to try to last hit at turret, but not having the easiest of times. You can see 23 minutes, actually quite good. He's actually winning. I take that back. 23 to 18. He's definitely winning that lane so far.
Yeah, bottom lane Osaf was staying in position just in case that Vayne came forward and got caught by the fear from the box, but she was very safe.
Scar, by the way, not in good shape. Again, getting jumped on, and the damage over time is quite significant, but they can't quite do enough. He's got 90 health left, going to recall. Linak, though, can jump over a wall in 2-shift, and he's actually going to go for it.
He's doing it, yes. That's 1 2-shift, isn't it? Well, he has a health potion ticking right now, and Linak has been spotted, so he is going to go back again.
I don't know. He could. Scar's going to... Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I were Linak, I'd kind of just like... Yeah, he loses the buffs for it, but keeping the mid out for that long is really good. Also, he's just putting a lot of pressure on there, where you can see Scar stuck at his turret, not able to last hit anything. But here comes Maokai, so if Swain pushes, there's some good damage ability there.
Yeah, we saw the last game, actually, of Dignitas versus Moscow 5, where Skara got... Oh, and there's another pause.
Another issue there. They're not getting a pause in there. So we're going to see what that issue is. But, so we're 1-0 in the game so far. You can see that Against All Authority up 600 gold for themselves. And they did great things. And so you see, Althor is recalling. He's going to get some items. This Shaco, of course, doing a great job. Swain, though, plus 400 gold for that first blood. Apparently they're saying that people are like moving stuff in front of them and kind of it's hard for them to concentrate, I guess, with everything going around them. And I know we talked about that yesterday, how in a LAN scenario, things happen and they can break your concentration.
But that's part of the whole deal. I mean, you're at an event, so you need to be able to deal with that kind of stuff. And we said it before, AAA have been known to lose their nerves quite quickly at offline events. So don't know if that's happening already. They are not doing badly for themselves at all, because the mid lane, really the core of the game currently is really going in favor of AAA.
Yep.
There is 25 to 15 minions. That's really, really good for Swain there. And Swain wants to get that early farm so that he can become, untouchable once he hits a certain amount of farm. And that didn't happen at all in the game versus Moscow 5 for Skara.
Nope. Skara's been touched a whole lot, actually.
Don't say it like that.
Don't interpret it like that. You said he was untouched. He wants to be untouchable, and again, the game we're alluding to before is, Scar was never ganked, had 1.5 times. He's just ridiculous. Double minions of anyone else in the game, pretty much. Was just a completely dominant force in a 25-minute game. Had ridiculous items and finished them all extremely quickly. And we can watch Scar try to less hit at turret. He's got of course plenty of minions when this game does unpause to try to go for it. And he's got to try to make up some lost ground. He's behind in minions. His team is behind in gold, of course. Top lane's going well for Voivoy, but of course Shaco can show up at any time, and if he pushes too hard, he'll get punished for that. This bottom lane, you said Yellowstar, a phenomenal individual player, crushing in minions, and that is the case actually. And he's got a Taric, babysitting Taric, one of the best lane supports in the game. And you said Vayne Taric specifically is an aggressive duo, and that's absolutely the case. And with Shaco showing up, they could force him back a number of times. So this game is going basically 3/4 of that game is going correctly for them. It's going well. And so if AAA can keep up that that pressure, then they'll be fine. But we are resuming into the game finally, so we will keep this action going on. The advantage, not insurmountable, of course, and we'll see what these guys can do with this. Scar less than at turret, and Shaco's back in the base, so we're safe from that. So I was getting pushed around a little bit by Voivoy.
Let's just have a look at the actual numbers. Bot lane. It's 39 to 29, so that's 10 creeps advantage already this early in the game. And Vayne, I would say, probably scales a little bit better with items than Sivir does, just because she has that many steroids that'll make her really, really scary.
Absolutely true. You can see Voivoy has recalled, so as up at top, Doran's Blade and Boots, a couple of potions and stuff as well. Scar has actually gone back to buy once, because you can see the number of items there, and obviously from dying, did get some items for himself. And Shaco wants some fun.
Yep.
There's a stun. She will spell shield it.
Yeah, he didn't quite get in range there. Yeah, unfortunately. He could have probably waited for them to push the lane and go into a rush, but when you do that, you lose a lot of time. And as I think Saint Vicious was pointed out in the stream, farm comes out of one big pool. So if your jungler is just waiting in bot lane to gank, that's a lot of time that the jungler is not going to be farming. At top lane, we can see a little exchange here. Soa's actually going in very aggressively against Voivoy. And Voivoy has not finished the pistol yet, so he doesn't have the spell vamp quite yet. He needs to go through a lot of, buns? Yes, Phoenix buns to restore his health here. Of course, we're on the Lunar Revel patch currently, so no health potions, just Phoenix buns.
Yeah, and we'll see what else is going to happen here. Maokai actually, and he was talked about by SK as having such a great gank and being, an incredibly big powerhouse, but he has actually not ganked anyone. He's got 35 minions, and that's I guess more than Shaco, so sure, he's farming more than Shaco, but that one kill, you can see 900 gold now the advantage here against Authority are building themselves a better late game right now.
Oh, and if you look at mid lane, as Soas and Line are coming down to steal the blue buff, they have a rough timer only, but because they know when the enemy would have done it. And Alpha is there as well, of course, to receive the blue buff. Very well done by Dominic. He's just checking with a sapling, but there's not going to be enough time for Dignitas to actually go there and pick up the blue buff. Yeah, it goes to Linek, and Voyboy came in range as well. It's going to be safe. They're not going to try anything crazy. They're like, we got your blue buff, that's good enough. We have your blue buff, and we have the timer on your blue buff. So you know what? Next blue buff, we're going to be here again. Same thing again.
Absolutely true. And I've seen this happen so many times now from these teams. They're doing a great job of timing those buffs and stealing them away.
Yep.
We saw SK do that a number of times as well, where they had pretty much the perma blue casted in, and that was just completely brutal, and he managed to control the game with that. Now the bottom lane, actually a lot of pressure. Yellowstar getting hit really hard, and the Ice Blast on as well. Yellowstar very close to dying, but looks like Sivir's going to have to back off. She's a little bit afraid here. A lot of movement speed thanks to Berserker's Cruise and that Blood Boil, but she can come back in before too long. The heal cooldown from Taric is quite long, so they're going to have to wait around for a while to get all the health back.
Let me just point out the ward from Dignitas here, just near mid lane, below river is great. They just spotted the enemy Maokai again. They know exactly what Dominate is right now, so the lanes can play rather relaxed. And that's just exactly one good way of stopping the jungler, is just knowing where the jungler is and going back and not allowing him to gank. And there's a Blood Boil on Sivir right now. He hits the Boomerang Blade. It's not going to be enough. Yellowstar still with roughly 300 health. You can see the chunks in the health bar. Each chunk stands for roughly 100. I think exactly 100, actually.
Yeah, pretty much.
Locust is now going to be warding the enemy blue, I think. Yep, there's the ward going down there. Not quite sure when they can actually take advantage of this, but at least they know when Shaco's going to try, and I think that's going to be now. Isn't it?
Yeah, he is actually coming down, and he will try to donate that to the Swain. You can see Swain moving over as well, so that is what they're trying for. Yep, there's the ping, and there's the early smite, so can they get there in time? Looks like they're not. That's not going to be the case at all. It just gets dropped down so fast by Althor. There's some pings there. They said, okay, our ward ran out, guys. We should probably reward this, and that is against Authority making that claim. Actually, no, Althor didn't get the blue. Red buff stole it, the damage over time from Lennox, so he's still got control of blue.
Oh, well, they still have control, but Alpha would have liked that blue. It's so good on a Swain. Always be able to turn to a giant bird and get all your health back. And look at that Shaco sneaking a dragon at 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Of course, the ultimate is a great tool for getting a dragon. It can keep the dragon oriented in one way, so you can do your backstab damage. And it's just twice your damage output. And boxes help as well, of course. And that's going to be very early dragon right here for against All Authority. 1.5k, 1.6k actually the advantage right now for against All Authority. Dignitas still with the more exciting lineup, but if they fall too far behind in gold, that's not going to do them any good.
Yeah, though their top lane is winning. Voivoi seems to be doing a very good job here. 60 minions against 70. Just kidding. He actually got behind. But I was seeing him earlier bullying Lee Sin around. You saw him kind of push him to the turret a number of times. But yeah, just with the Hextech Gunblade or just the revolver now now. He's losing in minions. And again, Rumble has a hard time last hitting off. And apparently Lee Sin was the right choice here. It worked out quite well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the bottom lane, 81 minions to 72 still. And that's one of the lanes that I think we would have predicted was the hardest there for Dignitas, is actually the closest fought.
Tell me something about the overheat on Rumble. That doesn't count for Spellvamp, does it?
No, it does not. So one thing that Rumble does, and if we want to keep going through the lineup of champions here, Voivoi is playing Rumble, and Rumble is kind of a melee caster. The three main abilities to watch for, first of all, is Flame Spitter. Deals damage to everyone in front of him for 3 seconds over time, so if you stay in front of Rumble, you're going to get burned down. It'll hurt quite a lot. The second one is Electro Harpoon. He shoots 2 missiles out. You can see one came out right there, and there's that Flame Spitter. You can see that flame coming out. But he gets 2 missiles that basically... That deal damage and slow targets they hit, so you can kind of pin down a single target. And actually, hold on, Maokai and Shaco almost crossed paths right there. Yeah. But it looks like we are safe. But the big one is the Equalizer. And the Equalizer paints an area on the ground, a strip. You can kind of aim that as you wish.
Actually, Lana gets caught by Dominate right now. They're in the middle of there is the Equalizer you were just talking about. Voivoi going in right now, and the ultimate from Dominate is going to pick it up. There's the Carlos ultimate coming as well. So it's probably going to be fine. Yeah, actually, Dominate in a lot of trouble right now. Also is here as well. He has the damage over time, and it's going to be enough. Voivoi has to flash out as well, and Zoas just jumping after him, but there is a Carlos right now. So that was not a good idea from Zoas, because Skara is just all too happy to pick that up. Beautifully done from Dignitas to recover from this. Actually, no. It was Voivoid's attack.
Oh,
action.
Yellowstar actually finds Scar, though, in the middle of the map. This is not good. Summoner Heal's been used as well. Scar not in a happy place. Trying to juke. Oh, a nice job there. Flashes across the wall. Wall of Pain goes out, but it's not enough. No, can he get enough lay waste? I think not.
No.
Yellowstar going to make it out. A nice job of him to roam over and say, hey, I can help this one out. I can get this kill. Pins him against the wall, gets that stun going, and it makes that fight 2-2 despite someone getting caught to open.
Yes, it was actually Rumble opening the fight with the Equalizer against Linak, who was trying to take the... Well, I'm not even sure what he was trying to do, because it's 2 minutes too early for the Iem Blue. No, actually, it was...
1 minute too early.
1 minute too early for Iem Blue. He was just trying to box it, probably.
Yeah.
And there's the pings again. They're going to finish what they started, I believe. Carp is in the bait.
Trapping, I guess. Like, he could have been going there early to set up a box trap and bait them to defend it. But, oh my gosh, so much damage. Sivir down to half health right now. And, of course, again, no healer on that team is relying on Doran's
At the same time, at blue buff, though, Voivod getting caught by Alpha and Linak, and is definitely going to fall right now. Alpha picking a kill up for himself. Dominate and Scar were not there in time. Now a good Wall of Pain actually doing a lot of damage to Alpha, and the blue buff is going to go to... Oh, it went to... It must have gone to either Linak or Alpha. Let's see who has the...
It's got to be...
It's Linak. Yeah, it's Linak, actually. Linak did pick up the blue buff there. Good reaction time. No, actually, good idea from AAA to move in there, and not quite enough reaction time from Dignitas. So, against All Authority are pulling further ahead. They are now 1.4k gold. Well, it's actually... They lost a little bit of advantage, but they're still in the advantage. There's still 4-2 kills in their favor. And about 2.5k gold. And Alpha, you are in trouble. Mid lane, he ran into Dominate and Scara there, and he actually heals a lot from his ultimate. Look at that, just keeping his ultimate on, and he turns it around and goes back in. I'm not sure that was the best idea, because he gets picked up there.
Nice move by Dominate. Yeah, puts the ultimate on, says, I can tank this damage, it's okay, dude, and then gets that root there, and that root's enough for a couple of lay waste to land there, and that got that kill. But otherwise, it was excellent by Althor. He juked pretty much every lay waste in a row, and that was quite phenomenal there.
Yes.
That bot lane, actually, the bot lane looks so very good for Dignitas. They're actually zoning Vayne out quite well. This Nunu is pretty beastly. He's just spamming points into Ice Blast for the damage output.
Oh, nice.
And that's just chunking people down, because Osoft, only one point in that heal, that cooldown's pretty big. So, it's pretty painful. But Locus, of course, could get pinned against a wall. He's got to be careful about that one. He's going to go in against Yellowstar, and Yellowstar is taking a lot of damage. And that's slow. Look at that. It's almost impossible to dodge those boomerang blades when you're slowed that much.
Oh, and there is an ultimate from Tarek right now, because Soas is coming in. There's a Carpet ultimate just to stop the gank a little bit. It didn't quite kill Vayne. Osap's very low as well, so they have to disengage there. Good play from Scara, seeing that his team is in trouble and just ultimating to kind of make the enemy think twice about attacking. Linak is there as well right now. They're trying to dive, and I think Sivir popped her ultimate as well. Did I see that correctly?
Yeah, she had burned that just a little while ago.
All right, so it looks like Dignitas are going to be safe for the time being. Great play from AAA to bring Soas down there, but great reaction from Scar to just say, you know what, I'm going to pop my ultimate, and Vayne and Tarek are not going to be too keen on fighting this anymore.
Yep. I just want to do a little bit of American gloating real quick. So you're saying, that Yellowstar's never missed a CS in his life. Well, he's actually losing in minions to Sivir.
Well, he's been roaming, and he's been pushed and zoned out, as you properly
I gotta say, when you've got one of the best range carries in the world, I'm not saying this like America's better, but like that's really good play. And when your team is down in kills, your bot lane's winning though, and that's really, really impressive to have that teamwork. And in prior interviews with Dignitas, they were saying that Cutie Pie is the one who's our MVP. He always seems to win his lane. Wow. He's so solid. That's Dignitas saying that their bot lane is their best lane, and they're showing it. I mean, Against All Authority are a phenomenal team, and to win a lane like that is great.
Source getting caught in bottom lane there a little bit. He punches, he kicks Rumble away rather, but there's still there's the rest of Team AAA right now, and they're going in on them. Voivod dropping very, very low. Yellowstar going in, but there's the absolute zero, and they need to be very careful. Look at that damage! Wasn't quite an empire, but AAA in a lot of trouble right now. Linak is going to fall as well.
It's a clone.
It's a clone, okay, but Voivod taken out here. Alpha very, very low, and they're still on Alpha at the same time. Actually, the real Linak going over the wall. It's going to be safe. Alpha so low, but still healing. It's not quite enough. Sivir picking up that kill for herself. It's 5-5 in kills right now. Gold almost even, and Linak is falling to Scara's. What is the AoE called? The Desolate. Yes, it's called Desolate, isn't it? Defile. Almost. Defile. Almost got it there. And that also means a dragon for Dignitas.
Scar's not in range of Defile, by the way.
Oopsie.
I mean, maybe he is, and I'm just silly. Nope. But there he runs forward. Yeah, there he runs forward finally. So either way, though, they got the dragon, and that was a phenomenal fight from Dignitas. They got a full channel Nunu ult, which crushed the heck out of Vayne, by the way. She got hit by a twisted advance right before it blew up, and she got down to like 10% health, and then Voiboy was like, yeah, my flame spit is going to just kill you, don't worry about it. I got to hand it to Linak for doing a great play there where he got really low, but he sent his clone into melee range against, I think it was Voiboy. Yeah. And you know, from AoE damage, the clone blew up and got the kill. Linak got the kill with a clone explosion.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that is great play by him. Certainly, you know, Althor doing a good job at the very end there. Almost got away and had healed so very much, but you know, it could not withstand all the damage from the team right there. You know, Voiboy going back to let's hit top lane, but Dignitas, I mean, they've done a phenomenal job this game, and actually they're now the team that's ahead, 1,400 gold with just one kill lead.
That's something we often see in these games when one team has an early advantage and then the other team suddenly, as soon as it comes down to coordination, gets a lot better. And Voiboy may be in trouble here. The brush is boxed, so they at least see him. He takes a little bit of free damage. He's going to be fine. Maokai was coming there, but turned around, so it's going to be okay. Alpha not being babysat by Osaf a little bit there in mid lane. Osaf's probably looking to ward up the river. Yeah, he has a lot of wards with him. They pinged Linak, so they're probably going in for another blue right now. Soas is there as well, so 4 members of Team Against All Authority are there. Scarab starting to put in the damage already. Freak, are they going to get another blue here?
I mean, they're going to try Linak taking a lot of damage. Oh my gosh, he's so screwed.
Yeah.
Oh, Linak got mad caught because, by the way, Maokai has an Oracles, and that DC did not quite get over the wall, and so that means Skara wearing a nice fresh blue buff. He's going to be very happy about that one. And he's got Will the Ancients as well, thanks to his teammate Voiboy. And I mean, this is going to start turning really great for them. They've got you know, a Karthus who's up in kills. You know, he's you know, 2 kills, 120 minions, doing a pretty good job there. And oh wow, and for Baron as well.
Like they could kind of do it with the Wall of Pain, but they probably want to catch someone first, and catch someone they do. Osaf taking a good amount of damage already. There's a Twisted Advance after the flash.
Wow.
That's a definite pickup right there. Alpha is the next focus right now. Has to flash out, but they flash after him, and he's dead as well. Yellowstar now the focus. He's so low, the card is definitely going to pick up. Don't even need to dive in there. Good job. And that is Baron for Dignitas. And with the Wall of Pain, Freak, how quickly does Baron fall? Very quickly.
No longer any faster, actually. We actually stopped Baron from getting armor shreds and anything.
Man,
so.
I live in the past. This is the 3rd time today that I said things that aren't true anymore. It's fine. I'm a time traveler.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, absolutely. And also just to keep correcting you, no, basically, Vayne actually had that summoner heal, so it was actually a good thing that Voiboy did die. Because you're right, the ultimate would have been enough damage, but he was holding on to summoner heal. And then Voiboy picked up that kill thanks to the perseverance there. However, Linak could steal this one. I think, you know, they don't really have ward coverage so much, but Lee Sin keeps spamming Qs. They have some decent vision, and we'll see if he can do it. I mean, this could completely turn the game around if he does steal. Linak is in there. He's going to jump in. No, he gets dropped down. The smite comes in. Not enough. And that is the kill picked up. They knew he was going to jump in there. The Oracle's on Dominate.
Dominate, yeah.
They're at 5 kills, and now 5,000 gold as well. Bring that Baron off. We'll see if Dignitas can do anything with this or if AAA can make a comeback.
Interesting build on Vayne. She is going for a Black Cleaver first. The attack speed is going to help with a W. But you tend to see either a Bloodthirster or an Infinity Edge. So Black Cleaver, the less often built BF item. Do you have any idea why she might have decided to go for the Cleaver here?
So I think it does 2 things, and I think it does them pretty well. So number 1 is, yes, as you mentioned, it has the attacks with the Silver Bolts, which means if you're fighting anyone who's tanky, you're going to get that damage output anyway, and it'll work really, really well for you. The other part of it is you, of course, scale up attack damage a number of ways, and the cool thing is, by armor shredding people, you're going to kill squishies really quickly as well. You know, Infinity Edge can do the same thing with crits and all that, but basically, you know, when you just kind of start chunking someone and reducing their armor to nothing, and here's the thing, you have a Tarek on your team who also reduces the armor when he hits Shatter, you've got a potential minus 75 armor. Yeah, that's going to hurt squishies really bad. You can see Voiboy, even with Ninja Tabby, 114 only, so he's going to get dropped, what, like 30 armor? Like, that you're not going to withstand Vayne with that.
Yeah, absolutely not. And now is the question is, does AAA want to do anything here? But they don't want to go in through the Wall of Pain. Actually, Yellowstar getting caught here. And once again, the Oracle's doing work for Team Dignitas. Such a smart early pickup there on the jungler, who's also very, very safe. This is like the 3rd kill that they got thanks to the Oracles.
Yep, and that worked phenomenally. They're going to push down another turret here. Wow. Oh, wow. I will dominate. Actually catches Linak as well. Doing some good damage. And there is the ult from Nunu. That's going to hurt quite a bit. Equalizer comes out, and that's another death right there. Osaf has fallen down. Now, Althor in the middle has been exhausted. However, he's sustaining for a while, but nope. Too much damage output. Just landing all these spells. The ult comes out from Karthus. Another kill picked up there. And so has it like 3 health after that.
Yeah, that's 3 health is not much. It is starting to look rather good for the American team. It's also starting to look rather good for your Bet Freak. I think the highest placing American team could be placing above the highest placing French team. It's entirely possible at this point. I don't want to count anyone out, but 10k gold advantage. And remember that AAA's strategy relies on catching a single member of the enemy team and then just, chain CCing and killing him. And Dignitas are playing so well. They're always traveling in groups. The buddy system really working for them here. And that just means AAA strategy is just not going to work.
We'll see about that. And interestingly, I think that's something interesting as well, is Locust still following around I will cutie pie, or I will cutie pie, right. I'm a cutie pie, I will dominate his teammate. But basically, it says, Sivir's really good. It's really even better, Sivir with Blood Boil.
Yeah.
So they're staying together, even if Sivir is, self-sufficient and can survive on her own. So no, but you're basically 1.5 times as strong if you have that buff on you, so let's just keep it going.
And also, if you do get caught by Team AAA, the Assassin team, you will be dead if you're by yourself. So it does make sense to have this one guy just basically babysit the carry. And that's what Locust is doing really, really well here.
Yep, and now one thing also is Against Authority has the ability to split push. They have that Shaco. We saw that last time from Cypher against AAA, so we'll see if that ends up being anything special. Get another Dragon attempt coming down from Dignitas, and they're holding onto this Baron buff. It's going to end in about 30 seconds, and they're going to take as many advantages as they can while this still holds. The Dragon's going to be one of those. You can see Against All Authority still on the back foot here. Yellowstar trying to get some minion kills and get herself some items on Vayne. 165 minions, definitely no slouch there on the gold, considering that she's outguessing everyone but Sivir on the enemy team. That's not bad. Lee Sin at 172, so Soaz did a phenomenal job at top. That Lee Sin again was a good pick there. 0-1-3, the best score in his team, honestly. Doing some good work, but you see Dignitas 5 strong, ready to push bottom lane, and this could be scary.
I don't know if AAA even want to engage this at the the inner turret. It's the inner turret already. And that's exactly what they're thinking as well. It's much, much safer to just wait for them to come to the inhib tower, but unfortunately the other inhib is down as well, so now there's super minions in their base, and it's just a matter of time. Dignitas only need to siege a little bit here, and they're going to be just fine. Linak wasting his clone a little bit here is not going to do much. Yep, there's the kill pickup. And at the same time, Soaz needs to clean out the other lane, because otherwise their Nexus turrets start taking the damage. And there is the Sivir ultimate, and Dignitas are going to go in. The only thing that AAA can do at this point is run away. Alpha kind of wants to go in, kind of doesn't want to go in, and they turn around and just pick the tower up in no time at all. And it looks like Against All Authority will have to just concede this inhibitor or risk getting aced.
No, but they're going to have to do it at some point. They're down 2 inhibitors. If this one actually does drop down, there's the Karthus ult. Not quite enough damage to kill anyone, but still, they have control over this base. Voiboy's still up in the middle. And no, Dignitas will back off after getting this inhibitor. They may push top. They may just regroup. We'll see what happens. The one good thing for Against All Authority is when your base is in shambles, the minions push toward you, so they do get some free farm.
Right.
They have the chance to catch up in levels and in gold. So, maybe, again, they still have Vayne. They still have, the Shaco as well. They've got some good damage output, so it's a possibility for them. But it looks like this one more turret will fall. Dignitas just up in the front, completely pushing everything down, and they're ready to go up to the base right now. This is the last inhibitor left. Very few teams can come back from 0 inhibitors alive. So
yeah, especially if you're already behind. Sometimes you can just lose them due to free push. And it looks like AAA definitely want to defend this one. And what the Dignitas are doing right now, they're just poking them down. Sivir and Karthus throwing out those Qs, and eventually AAA are going to be so loaded. One of them will have to go home and heal, and that I feel is the moment that Dignitas are going to be pushing in. And if you look down here, Voiboy was helping him a little bit, just helping those minions get in. And he's actually in the base, coming in, flanking from the side.
That's really dangerous, though. A flash stun from Terra could make him die immediately.
Yeah, and he's actually going through the Never Move right now, but they are diving the turret, so Voiboy is no longer a problem at all. Allstaff is getting targeted a little bit here. The Absolute Zero didn't quite work out, doesn't matter. Turret is down now. Yellowstar doing good amount of damage, but they can turn around right now. So it's actually going in against the Sivir, picks up the kill on Sivir.
No, she's still alive. Summoner heal baits it properly. They still got the kill on Maokai, though. Looks like wow, 2 drop right there to Karthus, and Karthus does not care. Does a lot of damage there, but still, they're actually doing all right here. Look at that. Alpha running away, and they've gotten 3 kills for 2, but they still have control over the inhibitor.
Yeah.
And these 2 from bottom lane are just destroying some buildings. So inhibs are gone, but Vayne is still alive, and again, she's the hyper carry. Althor's here as well, and that is Swain. And look at that giant AoE, and actually they will keep their base alive for now. And again, they have actually quite a breather. So you never know. I mean, the possibility is there that they can just keep withstanding this and get a lot of farm back.
That was really well baited from Cutify. He baited me most of all. I was so sure he was dead. I just saw him with like 100 health, and so many people saw us on him with a Q already on him. So I was like, yeah, he's just turned a Q on again, and that's going to be dead Sivir. But nope, summon a heal. It's pretty OP.
Yeah, so that first inhibitor now is back, of course.
What are we talking about? Yeah, oh yeah, must have been Locust Summoner heal. Ah, yes, that's I see it now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Normally you'd run it directly on the AD carry because the AD carry gets more from the heal.
Yep.
Like,
but yeah, when you're fighting a lane with Taric in it, you run Cleanse.
Yes, that's true.
So Sivir definitely running Cleanse did help her quite a bit in that fight. You can see it's on cooldown. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Nunu and Sivir grouping up. They're gonna go for Baron again. And while we're waiting for Baron, I've been asked if I will do this. Shout out to Average Gatsby, who's celebrating his 1-year anniversary working at Riot. So there you go. He's actually spectating in the game, by the way, as well. So there you go, buddy. Enjoy. Hopefully the stream is on. Otherwise, I'll just make fun of you afterwards. But it looks like Baron is gone. Dignitas looking ready to go for the what could be the final push. They're going to go for the respawn inhibitor in mid.
Yes. Vayne has been farming a little bit bot. Let's have a look at the farm. 217 versus 203, so she's actually out farming Sivir right now.
ICS in the game.
Yep, that's pretty good, but if she can't actually go in there, do the damage, it doesn't really help her that much.
And Moiba going right away to deal the damage and gets her down a little bit. The Taric heal does help quite a bit. Let's see what they can do. They're going to push in up to the Nexus. You got Superman is in there as well. Osop gets caught by the Wall of Pain, and they're just going for this one. The early Nuno goes off. A lot of damage being dealt. Soaz down to half right now. The turret is gone. Althor drops down rather quickly. Moiba getting jumped off by Yellowstar. Just barely does survive, though. The Linux clone gets in there. Doesn't do a whole lot, though. Looks like 2 dead now. And, Yellowstar gets dropped as well. 3rd down. And now Soaz getting burned. And this is pretty much GG. Looks like Dignitas going to go for the last kill. And, yes, they picked that one up thanks to Scar's ult. And that is GG. Dignitas coming through 1-1 now in the group. Against all 3 the same. So, it's going to be down to these last few games if Against All Authority can get that win. This is crazy.
Against Moscow 5, yeah.
If Against All Authority wins against Moscow 5,
they're definitely on.
And Dignitas wins against Cypher, you've got a 3-way 2-1 tie. And remember, 2 things happened. 1, last week Against All Authority did beat Moscow 5 in an online tournament, and 2, Moscow 5 said we're most afraid of Against All Authority. So now it looks pretty much, I want to say, unwinnable for, unfortunately for Cypher. Being 0-2, I don't think you can get through on that anymore.
Yeah.
But no, they can 3-way tie 1-2, because if Moscow 5 goes 3-0 and Cypher wins against Dignitas, then you've got a 3-way 1-2 tie. Yes. So actually, any single team can fail to advance, and any single team can advance in this tournament. The last round actually matters every bit as much as the rest of these rounds. But Dignitas coming through 1-1. Anything can happen still in this group.
That was
oh man,
another